Anywho,
My question was not answered.
Randall is
What's
easy.
your question? I'm not easy. Don't even do. What's your question?
As a man, do you even walk in with the intention of a relationship for real?
Yes.
So then they instantly X'd out after that.
If they're easy, Amber, you're missing the point that she. Damn, you're missing the point that she gave it up on
So
the
if
first
she-
night.
Hey y'all, this is Consequences of Our Culture podcast. I'm your host, Stephanie.
Randall.
I'm Amber.
And so today, like, I just want to see, have y'all noticed that, like, the whole, like, sexual liberation thing is kind of going away? Like, I feel like it's not as big as it used to be. Like, I'm not really hearing a whole lot about, you know, like, even the hot girl summer, even though people are saying hot girl summer, it's not in the context it used to be.
These women are
Yeah.
waking up. That realization. Said you want to get married? Nah, you? Not you.
I mean, because even what's her face, Mandy from Horrible Decisions podcast, which I love that podcast. It's hilarious and all that. But even she was like she was saying how she kind of had like an epiphany, you know, recently, and realized that like through therapy and things that like this whole sleeping around thing just wasn't doing it for her anymore. And you know, and that's a very simplified version of what she was saying. It goes deeper than that. So you know, y'all go check that out on your own time. But yeah, like what do y'all think about that? Like what do y'all think the reason is for this like shift?
I mean, I agree. I think it was just kind of pumped into society that, yes, you can have sex for fun, enjoy yourself. It's okay. It's not a big deal. Mm-hmm. We won't call you a hoe of any kind. Mm-hmm. But it was just pumped into society. It wasn't really real and what we really wanted. It's almost like we fooled ourselves into thinking that's what we wanted because that gratification is so brief. On the woman's side, I don't know how men feel. Men might just be satisfied with brief, but it's just so brief, and it almost makes... Like me, it would make me dislike the person a little bit more afterwards because there's no, where's the end goal here? Like, what is this for? What is the purpose? You know?
Yeah.
So it's just not, I don't know, it's probably also because I'm older. I just really don't care. I have other shit to do. Right. So just lacks importance.
Yeah.
When there's no connection. Plus, in all honesty, sex is not even good without a connection. If I don't like you, it's pretty subpar.
Yeah, it really ain't. Unless they know what they're doing. It can be.
And even so, you can't know what you're doing with a person you ain't never been with before. You don't know that person likes and dislikes. You ain't sit them down and have them fill out some paperwork about, okay, this is what I like, this is what I don't like. That didn't happen. For those people that just need, you know, a release at that time, they just show up, it happens, and then they both gone. Mm-hmm. So,
yeah. Randall?
Yeah, no, I mean, I always knew like it was like a trend or something. I know like Cosmo magazine was pumping like ideas of that in their head, stuff like, you know, some of these female rappers, you know, they're out here, you know, promoting what's the promiscuity? Is that the right
that's the word.
There we go. Look at that. and you know,
Randall
like
with the big words.
I'm trying to tell you, man. But you know, it wouldn't last because I know as a male for myself, like I want someone, you know, of value who values themselves, you know, and like if you just out here, like just you know, giving it up to everyone. Either looks like you don't value yourself or you have like some daddy issues or, you know, something's wrong with you. But, you know, there's going to come a time and a place. Well, not for everyone. some people are cool with being like that, and you know, you do you. But for a lot of women, there's gonna come a time and a place that they're gonna want to settle down, and like, yo, we ain't having it no more. You know, you feel me?
Yeah.
It's gonna be like, nah,
Yeah.
you, nah.
I do think, yes, there's a level of, I think it's a mixture of things. Like, there's definitely that level of, like, just growing up. Like, all of us are just getting older, and just, like, our priorities change, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it was fun in our early 20s to just, like, have fun and, you know, do our thing. But, you know, you just get to a certain age where, you know, your, like, values change and the things that you want. But I think also it's about, like, just realizing that it doesn't feel good. Like, it doesn't feel as good as they make it, like, seem, you know?
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
it's this, like, it's not just about, like, that, oh, now I want to get married or I want a family and things like that. But, because, I mean, Cardi B's got a family, you know?
Yeah.
But it's like, I mean, she's got cheated on, a couple times, I think. I don't know how. Haven't kept
Yeah.
up. But I know she's gotten cheated on or whatever. But, you know, she's got the family and stuff. You know, Lotto's got her man that she's cooking for and all that, you know. But it's like, it just genuinely does not feel good. Like, you don't really feel, like, liberated, you know. And maybe some women do. And at times it can feel liberating, you know. But, like, I feel like you have to, that's why, like, I've told, like, my little sisters, you know, because I feel like preaching abstinence is not, it just doesn't work. They're going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
So, you know, but I say have sex when you feel like you're ready, when it's something that you want to do, and not because this man is pressuring you or society is saying, like, that, you know, oh, sex is this fun thing, and it's just like, and it's nothing, and you don't get connected to people. You could just have sex and just move on, you know, when
Yeah.
it's not really true, you know.
Yeah, that shit is actually
No.
dangerous.
Like, yeah, like, you know, you have to
Actually
think of the,
dangerous.
like, consequences of all the things that could happen, you know. And so, like, I feel like if your reasoning behind it is pure, that, you know, I'm hooking up with this man because I just genuinely, like, right now, I just want it. Like, it's been a few months. I'm a little, you know, I'm feeling him, he feeling me, like, let's just do this. And it's not tied to, like, doing this because, like, oh, I'm just, if I want to
Yeah.
do it, I'll just do it, you know? Like, so,
100%.
Yeah.
Like, if you just, like, I don't know. The point I was gonna make probably wasn't conducive. Like, if you're just gonna just, you know, hop. So there was this girl, right? And me and her, we went out on the first date, and we came home and we slept together, right? And then she wanted, like, a relationship, like, later on. Like, we continued to talk and we continued to sleep together, and she wanted a relationship later on, but no, because I don't know, like, how, like, that's pretty easy. It was pretty easy to sleep with you. There's really not any, like, value in you. Like, I guess we could sleep together a few times, but, like, I mean, you ain't gonna be here for a long time. You're not permanent.
I mean, I don't know, though. I feel like a lot of men say that, but I feel like a lot of the women that have been able to have, like, to find love, or, you know, and have families and all of that,
Some dudes are
they've,
cool with that.
like, slept with them on the first date, or, you know, in the beginning and all, or it started off as a, you know, friends with benefits, and it just kind of grew, like,
Yeah.
you know,
but
because
that
I
shit
mean,
is less likely to work. If we put
I
it
mean,
on, you know,
I guess so.
I don't want nobody out here like, oh,
I'm not saying that's
okay,
what you
he's
have
gonna
to
flap
do.
this pussy on him.
I'm
and
not
now
saying
he's
that's what you
in
have to
forever.
do,
No,
but
bitch, he's not.
I mean, I just feel like, I don't know, but also that's a double standard, like, because you slept with her too,
Yeah, I did.
so it's like,
But she had to
that's
give me
not-
permission, though.
I get that, but you're still like,
She gave me permission on the first date. How many other dudes she done gave permission on the first date?
I get that, but you still are also complicit in that. Like, that's what you're, like, she could look at you the same way.
No. She's
Because
a
she's-
rental car, and I'm the renter, okay? So
That makes no sense, Randall. That does not make sense. You're still, like, to me, that there's no difference in that. Like,
It's the role.
Just
the
because-
roles that are played. Because, like, we did this in another episode. But, like,
I think we did kind of touched on this.
I'm the
but-
pursuer, right? I'm the pursuer. I'm over here trying to get into it. So if I get into it on the first date, that's good for me. She's the giver, right? If she gives it up on the first date,
But you're also giving it up on the first date.
what am I giving? I'm pursuing her, yeah. So
Yeah, but I'm
giving
saying
her-
if that's what your end goal was
I'm not
to
explaining
sleep
this
with
well.
her.
So you're saying you extended the invitation, she accepted the offer, so you owe nothing else. That's what you're saying?
Yeah, you're saying it's
No.
not as bad for you because you were just like pursuing and she allowed it to happen. But you
Can
still
we-
pursued her to have
what's
sex
about-
with her,
let-
you know?
Let's use the key and the lock analogy. You heard it, right? Everyone's heard it.
I guess.
Like, what was it? A key.
And I get that
opens
you're-
from any key.
I know
isn't
exactly-
a good lock, but a key that opens any lock is a good key. You get what I'm saying?
I know exactly
There's
what you're trying to say.
I'm trying
but
to
I
say it. I
feel
can't
like
get it,
it's
though.
no. I hear you. I hear
I
exactly
don't
what
think
you're
you hear me.
saying.
You don't hear me.
You're saying that there's that as a man, because the difference with men and women is that women are getting men all day coming at them, and we have to be the ones to say yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, no, whatever.
Okay.
But you, as the man, is different because you're pursuing and the women have to let you in. But to me, there's really no difference in that. Like, to me, it doesn't make sense.
Exactly.
Like, you're
Like, 'cause
still
last time we
pursuing,
said-
you know, like
You said
'cause-
yes
Yeah.
every time to the one who said
Yes.
yes. She said no, we don't know how many times.
Exactly, you know?
Right,
So
but
to
she
me,
could
it's,
be saying, and that's the thing. She could have been saying yes to every time. I don't know. I just met this girl. This is the first date. She literally could have said yes to every other dude that's taking her out.
She also
That's-
could have said no.
I don't know that though.
That's why don't you want to have a conversation
why
about
won't
it?
Why won't I go with someone
why
who
is
didn't
it-
give it up? Wait.
But-
Why won't I go with someone who didn't give it up on the first date though? Why they probably value themselves more than the person who did give it up on the first date.
and I see what you're saying, but also you sound like somebody who also does not value themselves because you were willing to pursue this woman so that you could have sex with her on the first night. It's to me that
Yeah.
it's no different.
It's
the
the-
woman
It's still
could
the same
also,
end.
yeah, like the woman could be looking at you like,
No,
you
it's
slept with
it's
her on the first
position
date. I don't think
of
you're
giving
high value.
It's the
you know?
position of giving permission, right? I can't sleep with any woman. I won't.
You have
sleep
to
with
give
any
permission
woman.
too.
Yeah, I do, but it's ultimately her decision. At the end of the day, it's ultimately her decision. Because of how roles are in society, the woman gives you access to sex. It's ultimately her decision.
And
so if she
not just her
if
decision.
ultimately she is the final yes or no, right? So if she gives it up, we have sex. You know, stuff like that.
Exactly.
So if she,
I mean, you're both right. However, it's just a double standard.
If
It
it's
is.
so
It's just as
easy,
simple.
a first date, you know, like a $20 meal at wherever the fuck I went to, you know.
And I could say the same thing about y'all as men. Like, if it's just so easy for me that all I have to do is give you a look and you ready to go to the bedroom, no, I ain't gonna take him seriously. He's not marriage material because he was willing to sleep with me on the first date. It's the same to me. It's no different.
a man
And
will sleep with you on the first date if you give him permission. That's the thing.
I'm just saying it's not that I'm not understanding what you're saying. I get it. It's very misogynistic is what it sounds like. Because you're saying that like the man is always down and the woman has
That's not necessarily true.
It has to
It's-
be the
right.
one to say yes and
But
that,
ultimately,
like, you know,
in a sexual situation, the woman gives final consent. That's basically the woman's decision. Because women are able to have sex whenever I'm not saying whenever they want to, but a lot more often than men. And how
Yeah.
roles are placed, a man is basically trying to get this whole time. The men are trying to get permission from the woman. So if it's so easy to get permission from you, I'm not going to value you because it's no telling how much you value yourself.
but also why are you the one pushing her to do that? Like I'm saying
No, I didn't, and that's the
or
thing.
not
And you-
pushing, but I'm saying
Right.
if you are
And that's-
asking for permission
And that's
from
the thing.
every woman,
Like-
it's still you still seem
and that's
like
the thing.
you know.
I didn't, and this woman and a lot of other women, I don't even ask for permission. And you, what?
I was talking to the camera. I said, I'm going to go get a snack.
for this,
No, you ain't getting a snack. You just got here.
yeah. And
See,
you
look
late.
at this girl.
Late.
Y'all arguing. We losing focus.
This is a great conversation,
It is,
Amber.
it
You need to
is.
And
jump
you throwing
in.
me off.
We're
Where
not
were we?
mad at each other. We're just
Yeah.
having a conversation.
Yeah.
I didn't say that. I didn't assume that.
Yeah, and this woman, I didn't ask for permission, and I've told you how how I date. You know how I do. I
Yeah.
never pressure anyone for sex.
But I'm
She
saying,
even
but
gave
you
it up
still-
without me even So she probably is for the street stuff. It is what it is. I'm not
She
even
watching.
I'm just saying it's
What you
no
said?
I hope
different.
she ain't watching.
She subscribed,
Yeah, they all subscribe.
but she blocked me though. I think because she wanted to settle down, and I was kind of like led her around for a little bit.
Yeah,
and
you
I
be
was
doing
like,
that.
yeah, I don't do that.
Oh my
And
God.
don't say that shit.
Cut this out. My bad. He don't
And,
do that. He's great.
And yeah. And then I've tried to text her a couple lonely nights, and she wasn't fucking with me. So no. But,
Exactly.
I think she still subscribed. But yeah,
And then also,
I just
if
think I don't understand. I think what confuses me so much is, do you even walk in the door wanting a relationship or not? You know what I'm saying? Before you get to the
yes,
sexual
that's what
part.
I'm saying. 'Cause
That-
you
that's
sound
the
like you
part-
ain't
No,
walking
I
in the door
do.
wanting a relationship.
Like if I'm
But now that
So-
when she decides to sleep with you, oh well.
on the
single it is.
no, it's not the first. No, it's not
I know
when
I'm
she
saying
decides. No, it's not when. See, that's the difference. So it's not when she decides to sleep with me. It's that she was so easy to sleep with. I don't
I don't
mind
know
doing
how
a-
that's different.
If she sleeps with me on the first night or the first date or whatever, it's no.
I understand what choice you made after her sleeping with you. I'm asking your
She's
choice before.
easy. I don't
And
want
so are
someone who's
you.
easy.
And so are you.
I'm not easy. I am not easy. I'm not easy. What are you talking about?
Because you are asking
Yeah.
every woman, and you're like, well, she gave me permission. You asking every woman that you go
I
to
just
date
told
with
you
for
I don't ask
permission.
women like that. I let that shit happen.
Anywho,
My question was not answered.
Randall is
What's your
easy.
question? I'm not easy. Don't even do. What's your question?
As a man, do you even walk in with the intention of a relationship for real?
Yes.
So then they instantly X'd out after that.
If they're easy, Amber, you're missing the point that she. Damn, you're missing the point that she gave it up on
So
the
if
first
she
night.
didn't, then what?
We date
Then
a little
he's like,
bit.
then-
The girls
What's
that
a little bit?
a little bit.
What's
shit,
date a little bit?
I'm willing to wait a few months.
So it's still the same core. The
Oh my
same core is
So
that-
basically, the end goal is to always get to the sex.
yes.
But you're saying that she needs to not be so easy for you to get to the sex.
You're
But
saying-
eventually, that's what it's going to come down to. And it doesn't matter what she does. She ain't going to end up with the relationship.
Yo, if she was a
She's
good
going
woman.
to always
said it.
end
Yo,
up
if
with
she
the
was a good
sex. That's
If
it.
she-
Like,
That was it.
Yo,
That was
she
end
slept
all
with me
be
on
all
the
for
first
you.
night. I didn't even know this girl. You feel me?
and
Like,
I
if
get what
she-
you're saying, but it's like, okay, are you trying to say that you weren't really trying to have sex with her? She just, you could tell, was open to it on a first date, and that turned you off? Or are you saying like
I'm saying
you were kind of like flirty and kind of like seeing what she was on, and then you were like,
It's like, damn, this
I'm
shit turned
saying-
me off, but I'm gonna fuck her though.
right,
I'm saying
right, like
she-
that's
she gave it up for next to nothing, like a dinner and going around the town a little bit.
I mean, but did she? Because is she sexually liberated? We don't know. Did she give it up for nothing? What was she looking for?
yeah, maybe that's what she
You're
wanted.
It wasn't
but
just a
obviously,
relationship,
She
possibly.
said she wanted a relationship
Before
And
or
for me,
after?
I'm not having a relationship.
Did you
before
say
or
after?
This was before.
So she told you that she wanted a relationship,
Mm-hmm.
but then she was ready to hook up with you on the first night. So it was like,
So you didn't want to say, hey, I don't want to waste your time. I don't want to sleep with you knowing that I don't
She's
want a
already
relationship."
by her doing the initiating sex on the first night. She's already shown me it's that easy.
I hear what you're saying. I feel like you're not hearing
So
me.
after that, it doesn't matter. She's that easy. She made it that easy. She's that easy of a person to sleep with.
well, all right, moving along here.
Okay.
That was fun. But I mean, okay. I just feel like I think it's a good thing that we are all starting to like just slow down some, because I think it's just really not healthy. Like,
Yeah, it's not healthy in so many ways. Mentally,
just
physically.
not.
When you just like go around, people don't realize that. A lot of people don't realize that you're making bonds with people. Like you might
nah,
not.
I don't know if I believe that.
You don't
but
believe that you're making bonds.
the whole like soul tie thing.
Not soul tie, but like when you have sex with someone.
Oh, well, yeah.
And then you're giving like yourself to someone. Like you're letting someone enter you. Ew. Just think about that, you know? Like you're just,
Sounds
and then you do it to a lot of
amazing.
people. What'd you say?
Sounds amazing to me.
I wasn't ready.
I mean, you're like, you said that like it's about letting them enter you.
Yeah,
like,
well,
ew.
from your perspective.
From my
Right,
perspective, I mean, that sounds great.
It's
But not, no,
but like
I'm saying funny.
strangers
I know
though,
what you
just
mean.
think about it. Just like people you like barely met. You know, you're just giving yourself away like some cheap sample.
But to me, yeah,
Costco.
yeah.
You know?
But you're saying it
Costco
from
has good samples though.
You're right.
Yeah.
I apologize.
and
But still enjoyable.
But also, you're
Winn
saying
Dixie.
it from, but you're keeping it more about like you're. I mean, I guess we are talking about the women's sexual liberation. So
Right.
I get what you're saying. We are. So let me back up before I say that, because I was gonna say you're keeping it more about like you're mentioning the women, but it's like, but men too. It's just as nasty that you would stick your thing in anybody,
You're right. And
like
and when I was
nasty looking
younger-
women on the
Yeah,
street
You're
that
right. That shit is nasty.
you
And
know
when I was-
somehow have gotten pregnant.
When I was younger, yeah, that was
like,
wild to me. And now, like, I'm more selective. I'm of a higher class. You feel me? Like, we was talking about this earlier. Like, you know, after you elevate, I'm not eating like I don't go to McDonald's for real no more. Like, you know, I eat out. If I'm gonna eat out, I make it nice.
Yeah, go to
I
Chick-fil-A.
elevate. I used to, you know, be around here with these dust bunnies, you know, these dirty, you know, and now it's kind of like I've waited out. I see women of class, you feel me? So yeah, no, I'm for sure. When I was younger,
I was opposite. For me, I started late, so I had my little moment much later in life.
that's good.
When everybody else was like calming down, I was like getting ready, like let's go. And now I'm calmed down again. But
All right.
yeah, it's I don't know. It's definitely not. I think it's a good thing. I'm glad to see folks are, you know, going to therapy and
Working
figuring it
through
out, because
those
I always
horrible
I mean-
decisions.
What I mean, I just have like I remember being in my early 20s and saying like this is not like I remember talking to a friend about it. Like I was like y'all are lying to yourselves. Like
Exactly.
you can't like I
making
said
a
you
fool
don't
of
you're making
yourself.
like bonds like
You're embarrassing
because I don't
your
believe I
father.
don't necessarily believe in a soul tie, because I've heard of that, but you know you just got all these soul ties out there, because no, that's not true. I know firsthand that is not true. But
Right.
but there are some people that you like. I do feel like sex makes you like more like connected with that person, and you do want to be careful with who you
Right.
emotionally like tie yourself with, you know, like connect
Yeah.
yourself with, because it is a very intimate thing no matter how you look at it, you know. And sometimes it is like, yeah, it is like a quick thing, and you just like you may never see them again, and you're cool with that. And sometimes it really is that, and you don't think about it again. But depending on that connection, you know, it's like sometimes you just have more of a connection with people, you know. And that same girl used to tell me like, she's like, that's not true. Literally not true. Like sex is just sex, like whatever. And was always very like, what do you call it? Like, you know, just not traditional in the sense of when it came to like sex or relationships, things like that. She got married, and you know, like, and it's like
That's
the
how it
same.
is
I feel
every
like
time
it's the
for
same
people like
the
us.
same women that like, you know, were like promoting this stuff and making it seem like it's something that we all needed to do, are now married, got children, you know. And meanwhile, the women that you been telling, girl, get your life, go, you know, go do your thing, have sex with as many men as you want.
Got
It's
a
not a big
couple
deal.
of kids
Pour in them
in the kitchen
them-
making oodles and noodles,
exactly. Or don't even have the kids, you know, don't have nothing.
just
And
in
it's
a
like,
lonely apartment
It's just, that's really specific.
with a carpet they got from Walmart. Bunch of box macaroni.
Are you done? You got some more? I mean, yeah. I mean, that's pretty much it.
Okay. Oh, and I'd like to clarify. When I said first date, I wasn't talking like, oh, we had some type of communication before. Like, we've been talking for like, a few weeks or anything. Like, I had literally like got this girl number, took her out, and that was it. Like, I ain't know this girl.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't even sure after we slept together. I wasn't even completely sure what her name was. I knew I was in the area of it, and I just just say pet names to get by. But I don't even know who you are.
That's horrible. I don't know if that made it better or worse.
Yeah,
actually.
I mean,
But I'm just clarifying that, like, because some people, they go on a first date after like talking for like weeks or months. That's different, like you building like some type of bond or something. Me and this girl didn't have no bond. But yeah, never mind. But you wanna?
yeah.
Okay, good.
Well, yeah, y'all just do live your life the way you want to live it, and make sure you're doing it. I feel like for the right reasons. That you're not doing it for some clout or like because everybody's telling you that this is what you need to do. This is a new thing.
You said you want to get married.
Like, don't worry about trying to get married, okay? Just like live the way you want to. The right person will find you. Because there are some men out there that said they don't want. I was about to end this, but I just got to say this part. Y'all, there are some men out there who legit do not want like a virgin or a woman who doesn't have a whole lot of bodies. I've heard that a lot. Have y'all heard that, or is that just me?
I've heard it a few times. Yeah.
Like, they're like, they don't really want, they're like, I ain't got time to teach you nothing. Like, you need to come already knowing what's going on. But how can you know unless you've been out there?
It's like they want you to be out there, but
not
not
out
you've
there.
been out there.
Yeah.
I feel like you guys hear.
Wraps.
I feel like you guys
Probably
hear.
out there in another state.
I feel like you guys hear that from a couple of men, right? And y'all feel like
It's
that's
all
kind of
y'all.
relatable to all men, but like most niggas don't want.
Well,
that
that's
shit.
what I'm asking. Like, is that like,
I don't want no one that got a bunch of bodies.
but
I
like
don't-
something, do
and
you
I
want them to
definitely
have
don't
some? Like, would you prefer?
I don't even want to know for real. I don't even ask people their
Yeah,
number.
no, I don't-
I don't want to know like who
like,
I see
don't ask.
you are. If I meet you and you done changed your life around, you could fool me. Like,
I
because
don't
I'm not
ask
gonna
men their
ask your
numbers.
number. You know.
Nope.
That
I
I
don't
have
wanna
enough
know.
respect, and I know I don't want to know. I know it's gonna bother me, especially if you say some high ass shit. Like if you got some miles on you, it's gonna bother me. I could never look at you the same. Just be 100% honest.
Yeah.
But it is what it is, man.
Yeah.
Like I was listening to some barbershop talk with some men, and
But they knew you were there, right?
Oh yes, that barbershop
So
talk.
it's
yeah,
not
because
gonna-
they saw
it
me
don't
in there, but I
matter.
just was like, I don't know how it could have been worse for me not in the building. Everything blew my mind during the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it was basically to the extent of what you were saying. They don't want a woman that's, they said it was on 2 in there. Said they did not want a woman that's been around. But the only way they gonna know if she been around is if they go to her home city with her friends and family, and he's like, you gotta take her out, gotta see how people looking at her and how your homeboys look at you. That's how you know whether she been around or not. I was like, what is he talking about? But he was apparently that was his situation with somebody, and then
It's a lot of effort.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of
It's a lot
of
Go to her
work.
hometown.
in case she moved,
Yeah.
because he was like, that's the only way you gonna know, and he was just very adamant about it.
But I mean, if they connect and if you like her, it's like then who cares?
man.
But
And
hey,
I've dated whores before.
But I get
man.
that.
I've been a sucker before. Not again. Oh, I'm
can
sorry.
they hear you?
I dated whores before, man. I've been a sucker before, but not
A sucker?
man.
And he had
Not
said,
me.
if you date a hoe, just make sure you move.
Yeah, and then nobody will know.
Yeah. That's what he said.
Yeah, just go to the desert. I
He said
feel
you gotta move
I
because
feel
then everybody gonna look at you and be like, oh yeah, she cute, she look like a nice young lady, but they not gonna know that unless you move away from where she was a hoe at.
you. Yeah,
Well,
man.
it's hard to tell. If you heard that in the barbershop, it's hard to tell because they just be in the barbershop, they're just with each other and they just be talking. They just,
I mean, this
Sometimes
shit-
they just say wild stuff because
But I don't know how much they
because
really
it's like
mean
their
it.
domain. But yeah, but I feel like I have heard that a lot. I've heard it in music, you know, that kind of thing. It's just, I don't know. It's hard. It's hard to. That's why it's like just you got to just live your life the way you want to, because honestly,
Yeah.
you're screwed no matter what you do.
Yeah.
Somebody's not gonna like it. There's gonna be somebody if you are a virgin or you don't haven't had a whole lot of experience with sex. People are gonna call you a prude. They're gonna say that they're gonna make fun of you.
prude?
Yeah, I've been called a prude.
I
Several
feel like
times.
you would get made fun more.
like,
I feel like
and
you would
I'm
get-
like, I'm not judging y'all if that's what you want to do with your
Right.
life, but it's just.
You said women call you prude?
Oh yeah, women and men have called me a
Fuck them.
prude.
Like, I feel
That's
like you
aggressive.
get judged more for being a whore than a prude. You know?
It depends, not in this day and age,
Whatever, man. I'm
But-
telling you, that shit's gonna. At
but
the
it
end,
does catch up to you. you
Yeah,
know?
at the end, you being a whore. Mm-mm.
But that's why you just have to do it like
whore.
for it's the reasoning behind it. It's like
Easy, girls.
if that's something you wanted to do because you just enjoyed it, like it is what it is. But like if you're just doing it because live your life, y'all, but make sure you're living it for yourself
Yeah.
so that you don't have any regrets in the end.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, I'm Stephanie.
I'm Randall.
I'm Amber.
This is Consequences of Our Culture podcast. Bye. Like, I don't know if you noticed that, like, it just seems like it's kind of like
played out.
played out now. Like, ain't nobody really talking about, like, having sex from the Raptors with a million different men and,
Nobody want them whores.
like,
What's so
You
crazy
know.
with men? Like, we don't want them hoes. You still
What?
fucking them hoes. That's how they become hoes. You
And let me
can't
tell
be
you.
a hoe without a dick.
We won't commit to them. That's the thing. Like,
Okay,
we'll
yeah.
fuck them. It's like a rental car. They'll run that shit ragged and turn that shit in.
that was a good one.
So she said she wanted a relationship with you beforehand. You still fucked her.
Yeah, I did.